It's always fun to see siblings play with or go up against one another on the court, and there are quite a few brother duos, or for the Holiday and Antetokounmpo brothers, it's trios. So I thought it would be pretty fun to rank the top 10 brother combos in the NBA in terms of talent and production in the league. For this video, brothers that are trios will have the top 2 best players from the 3 on this list. For example, for the Holiday bros, I did put Jrue Holiday and Justin Holiday together on the rankings to make it even compared to the other brother duos. So I hope that made sense, but with that being said, let's get on to the list. At number 10, I have Cody Martin and Caleb Martin. They are twins and rookies on the Charlotte Hornets, and they are low on this list since they don't have much experience. They both have not done much in the NBA so far, and it's definitely going to take time for them to become solid rotation players in the league. For now, I expect them to see minutes in the G League this season, though Cody Martin may eventually see some consistent minutes with the Hornets later on in the season. Cody was drafted in the second round by the Hornets in this year's draft, while Caleb went undrafted. We'll see what happens with the two brothers, and for now, it's really fun to see twins on the same team. So for the brother rating, which is what I use to determine the rankings, I have Cody at a 2 out of 10, Caleb at a 1 out of 10, and overall that's a 1.5 out of 10. At number 9 on this list, I have Cody Zeller and Tyler Zeller. Okay, so this is the only brothers duo where one is technically not in the NBA this season, but he did play during the 2018-19 season, so let's just let it slide. Cody Zeller is a starting center for the Hornets, and he's a solid player who is good at the pick and roll, an above average rim protector, and he is developing a 3-point shot. Tyler was a decent backup big last season, and he does most of the same things that Cody does, though he is not a very good pick and roll player. They both have carved out solid NBA careers, but Cody is really carrying the duo here. For the brother rating, I have Cody at a 6 out of 10, Tyler at a 1 out of 10, and overall that's a 3.5 out of 10. At number 8, I have Willy Hernangomez and Juan Hernangomez. So I still think Willy needs a chance to get real minutes, as he's been buried on the bench for the Hornets. He could put up points and rack up boards in a hurry, though his defense is pretty bad. Juan is also having a hard time finding minutes on a deep Nuggets team, but I think he definitely is a rotational caliber player in the NBA. He's a very good 3-point shooter and could help spread the floor, and I'm sure he will eventually find a bigger role somewhere else. For the brother rating, I have Willy at a 3 out of 10, Juan at a 5 out of 10, and overall that's a 4 out of 10. At number 7, I have Mason Plumlee and Miles Plumlee. Mason is one of the best backup centers in the NBA, as he's an efficient scorer, good rebounder, excellent passer for a center, and also a solid rim protector. He's about a below average starting center, but he's one of the top backups in the NBA. Behind Jokic, the Nuggets have a terrific center combo, and Plumlee has become one of the most underrated players in the NBA in my opinion. On the other hand, Miles is still in the NBA because of his large contract, and he's currently a third stringer for the Grizzlies. Mason carries both of them on this ranking, and I think Miles will not be in the NBA for much longer. For the brother ranking, I have Mason at a 6.5 out of 10, Miles at a 2 out of 10, and overall that's a 4.25 out of 10. At number 6, I have Pau Gasol and Marc Gasol. If this was 5 years ago, the Gasol brothers would be near the top of the list. However, they are simply getting up there in age, and Pau, he kind of looks almost washed up. He could still be a solid backup center in the NBA, but he struggles on switches and keeps dealing with injuries. On the other hand, Marc is still an above average starting center who is one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. He's definitely not putting up big numbers this season, but he's been anchoring the Raptors defense, and he was great in protecting the paint in the NBA Finals last season. They're one of the better brother duos in the league still, but they are certainly not close to being near the top anymore. For the brother ranking, I have Pau at a 4 out of 10, Marc at a 7.5 out of 10, and overall that's a 5.75 out of 10. At number 5, I have Marcus Morris and Markieff Morris. The Morris twins are very fun to watch, and it was once thought that Markieff was actually the better brother. However, Marcus has become a great small ball 4 option, while Markieff has dealt with lots of injuries and is more slow-footed. Marcus is one of the better wings in the league, and he is leading the Knicks in points per game this season. Markieff has been spot starting at the 4 with Griffin out for the Pistons, but he's more of a solid backup big. Both guys are definitely NBA caliber players, no doubt about that, and they are certainly better than everyone stated on this list so far. For the brother ranking, I have Marcus at a 7 out of 10, Markieff at a 5 out of 10, and overall that's a 6 out of 10. At number 4, I have Brook Lopez and Robin Lopez. The Lopez twins are both on the Bucks, with Brook being the starter and Robin backing him up. Brook is one of the most underrated players in the NBA, and I actually think he's a top center in the league. On offense, he can score in the post, and he's become one of the best big man shooters in the NBA. On defense, he's also one of the best rim protectors, and he's actually been a huge asset on the glass. While he doesn't put up big rebounding numbers, he's one of the best players in terms of boxing out others, and this skill allows guys like Giannis to grab the easy rebound. I think being considered a poor rebounder is one of the biggest misconceptions about Brook, as what he does is actually very helpful in allowing the Bucks to be one of the best rebounding teams since last season. Robin is also a very good backup center, and he's a great rim protector like his brother. He doesn't have the same offensive skill as his brother, but he's definitely trying to develop an outside shot, which should be great for the development of his game. For the brother ranking, I have Brook at a 7.5 out of 10, Robin at a 4 out of 10, and overall, that's a 5.75 out of 10. And before we get into the top 3, if you want to see any of these players live in action, be sure to use SeatGeek, who is the sponsor of today's video. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets, and using the app, you can see which ticket is a good deal which has a green dot, or a bad deal which has a red dot for any sporting event or concert. It's an easy to navigate app, and it's a must-have for anyone who's interested in attending an event. Use my discount code THETBALL to get $20 off your first purchase when you first sign up for an account, and I'll leave a link to the site where you can sign up, or you can also download the app on your phone as well and use my code to get the discount there. So back to the video, at number 3 I have Jrue Holiday and Justin Holiday. It was definitely a toss-up between Justin and Aaron, and at this point they're both basically equal in terms of overall skill and talent, though of course Aaron has a lot more potential. For now I put Justin, but it didn't really matter who was put here next to Jrue. On the other hand, Jrue is one of the top two-way players in the NBA. He's a good scorer and playmaker, and he also has the ability to guard multiple positions on defense. He's one of the top 5 shooting guards in the NBA right now in my opinion, and before you say he's a point guard, he has played most of his minutes at the 2 throughout the past few seasons, and he just seems to be more comfortable playing off the ball. For the brother ranking, I have Jrue at 8.5 out of 10, Justin at a 3 out of 10, and overall, that's a 5.75 out of 10. At number 2, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Thanasis Antetokounmpo. So I put Thanasis here for now, and it was really easy because they both play on the same team, but I do think Kostas has a lot more potential. It's hard to say who is really better right now, but it doesn't matter because they're both basically equal right now in terms of talent and skill. However, Giannis is one of the best players in the NBA, if not the best, and he's last season's MVP. We all know how great he is, so I won't go on too much about him. But I did want to point out that I do think Kostas can be a rotational player in the NBA in the future. He is very raw right now, but he has all the tools to become a versatile two-way player. I actually made 2 videos breaking down his game and potential, so be sure to check those out, and I'll leave a card to one of those up on the top. We'll see how Kostas develops with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he may be more than just Giannis' younger brother, with more time. So for the brother ranking, I have Giannis at a 10 out of 10, Thanasis at a 2 out of 10, and overall, that's a 6 out of 10. And at number 1, you probably guessed it, it's Steph Curry and Seth Curry. While Steph has become one of the best players in the NBA and an MVP candidate almost every season since 2014, Seth has actually really carved out a good NBA career. He is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and while he can't really do too much else, shooting is one of the best skills to have in the NBA. He helps spread the floor for whichever team he's been on, and he's looked good for the Mavs so far this year. He has been in and out of the starting lineup depending on the matchup, but he's really helped spread the floor for Luka and Porzingis when he does play. Of course, Steph really carries the brothers here to the number 1 spot, as he is arguably the best shooter of all time. I can't wait to see him return, and I think the Warriors are still going to be one of the top teams in the NBA once everyone on their team is healthy. So for the brother ranking, I have Steph at a 10 out of 10, Seth at a 6 out of 10, and overall, that's an 8 out of 10. So that's a wrap. Thank you all for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video and want to see more daily NBA content just like this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and also be sure to turn on post notifications so you can stay updated on when this video will be coming out. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram and hit me up if you want to talk about basketball or business. Just drop a comment down below on my photo or DM me. Also, let me know down in the comments below on your rankings for the top 10 brothers in the NBA. Let me know as I do it all comments. I'm definitely interested to see what you guys have to say. So with all that being said, once again, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys soon for the next video. Peace.